Okay, this is a nice little skills class that's called How to Peel and Blanch Medium to Jumbo Asparagus, okay? Jumbo asparagus needs to be peeled because the skin is tough. There's a fine line between peeling the mediums or not peeling the mediums and the variations of the sizes that go between medium and jumbo. These are medium to jumbo size asparagus, and I think they need to be peeled, okay? And I'm going to show you exactly how to peel them so that you still have some asparagus left when you're done. How to boil them in salted water, and then how to shock them in ice water, and then how to trim them for setting them up on a plate, okay? So first, let's get into the peeling. Number one, you want to peel these lightly so you're not peeling away more than the skin. So you don't press down real hard on the veg peeler. And I'm going to peel this entire little bunch for us here real quick, just to show you it doesn't take forever to do it. Then, of course, after you blanch them, you have two shades of green on the plate, which is nice. You have the white light green that's underneath the peeling part, and then you have the tips that are still green. And how long they're cooked and how quickly they're shocked has a lot to do with you keeping them green, which has a lot to do, of course, with the final presentation of however or whatever it is you're going to do with your blanched asparagus. Okay, first let's get them peeled. This one's getting a little thin on me because it's kind of a flat piece. Now, some people might argue that these should be tied up with string, and there's some legitimacy to that argument because you don't want your asparagus flailing around inside of the boiling water. I'm just going to put the rubber band back on that these asparagus came with to blanch this bunch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it into the boiling salted water now, and then I'm going to bring you over to the stove when it's time to take it out, okay? And it's in the boiling water, and we are probably looking at 2.5 to 4.5 minutes, depending on the size of your asparagus and what the ultimate destination of the asparagus is. If you're going to be cooking it again, well, then you know how much to cook it now. If you're just going to be like quick grilling it, then you may want to get it like 90% to where you want to be able to eat it. So I would certainly characterize that as tender enough to eat. Okay? All right, so I'll bring you over to the stove in a second, and we'll bring it out. Be right back. Okay, come on. Let's take a look at this asparagus. Note that the water is boiling. This has been going on for about 3 minutes. I'm taking it out and putting it directly into the ice water here and submerging it. At this point, let's get this rubber band off of here so it can cool down faster, okay? Now, we'll give that a minute or two, and I'll show you how to trim it on the cutting board in a second, okay? Okay. How to trim this asparagus. It's nice and cold now. Let's take it out and see how nice and green it is. Get a good close-up on that. This is beautiful looking asparagus. And I would describe the texture of this right now as al dente, which means something that would have some resistance to your tooth, okay? Now, in terms of trimming the asparagus, I'll show you what I like to do. There's one thing I like to do that goes beyond what I recommend that you should do, okay? First of all, you should trim them all so they're the same size, like so, keeping in mind that the bottom of the very bottom of the asparagus has a woody part that you do not want to eat or serve, okay? So let's do this. Let's take what we know is the best part of the asparagus and trim that. So these are ready to do many different things with, okay? But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and slice off all the way down to where I start feeling the wood, which is right there. Okay? So this is garbage, but this is good. Okay? So let's do that with all of them. This way you're utilizing all of the edible asparagus without running the risk of having any of the woody stuff on these. So I have now all of these little pieces. This is garbage. I have all of these little pieces to include in the final presentation of the use of the asparagus. However, we end up using it, okay? So pretty much there it is in a nutshell. This is a very simple lesson, which is how to peel, blanch, and trim asparagus. And we'll get to other dishes with this asparagus over the time in different classes. But this is a good skills lesson.